So take a picture of a counter with a wall behind it, or take a picture of a place that you can have a surface that a mug can be put on. And I just took this picture. It is a wall, a short wall. I don't know if this picture, I took in an angle that is not really showing it, but I was standing up on this side and took the picture in an angle, so I have some background. And you won't have a lot of mock-up with your background in it. So like, it's just going to be unique to you. So if you like to be just you, you know, so that's one way of doing it, is having a blank mug. If you do not have a blank mug, physical products that you can take picture of, that's one way too. You can take picture of the mug at different with different background, save them, and then you add design to it. But if you don't have the blank mug, the first step for us was to create a blank design, put it on Printful, download the blank mug, save it, and use it to put the design on it on the second step. And now we are making different copies of that design. So we have this image here, and let me do this to see the size of it. The size is not going to be accepted by Etsy. eBay will accept the Etsy one because the weight of the size is going to be higher than what Etsy recommend. So we are going to adjust it, and to adjust it, I'm going to lock the pad on top, and this one I'm going to change it to 1280. So what 1280 is, it did it for us. At 300 DPI is 4000. Automatically the height will be 3000. That's usually the size that my camera take pictures at, but it can, yeah, have those weird shapes as well, depending on the angle that I took the picture in, I think. But anyway, I just reduce a little bit by keeping the aspect ratio, and technically this will be good to save when you resize it. So we have 4000 by 3000 size, and we want to put the mug on it. The mug is 2000 by 2000, so you can use that. Let's use it. So let's make a copy of this. Sometimes I clip the image as well, so that I can make different angles. Like one image, I can make 2 different type of images, mock-up out of it, and I can resize it to 2000 by 2000. And the same way we put the image on the mug, you do a rectangle. You put a rectangle 2000 by 2000, 640 by 640 at 96 dpi on it. Select both. You put the rectangle the way you want it. You go to object. While you select both, you do clip and set, and that will cut the image to the size you want. You can do that. So now we have this image. We have our mug. Let's duplicate the mug. And the mug is on a different layer, I believe. If they are both, I think they are both on the same layer, and we do not want both on the same layer. So I think we duplicate the mug already, but let's go to layers and see where the mug is. The mug is on layer 4. That's good. The image should not be. The image is on layer 4 as well. We don't want that. But this isn't duplicate. So let's go down a little bit. I'm pressing Control and then arrow key. See, this is on layer 3. So the mug should be fine. Putting it on it while I'm holding control, I'm moving it down. So this, I'm going to duplicate it again. I don't think it duplicated the first time. Yeah, it's still not responding, so it's going to take a few seconds to actually perform the work that I asked. And you'll click on duplicate. Okay, so let's take, while I'm holding control, I'm going to drag one down. Why is so slow at doing what we are asking? Okay, let's drag it down. Interesting. Why is now? Okay, let's move up again. Move it to the side. Okay, and then move it down. I'm holding control key. Okay, so I'm going to press arrow and control to go down, and I'm going to move it. For the background now to move, a lot of time I'll lock that background, but I'm not locking it right now. So because this is the surface I want to put the mug on, I'm going to drag it on it. So you can resize the mug to make it bigger if you want. And I'm just going to hold control and move it up a little bit, and it's going to show it that, like if I was moving it away from the edge here. And if you like the way it is, we are not going to really center it to the image though, because of, let's try to center it. I'm holding shift and I'm going to press on the background to select both. And I think if I want to center it, it might move it to an area I don't want, but we don't know for sure. So let's center. So I'm going to press shift and control and A to resize it. I'm going to resize it relative to the last, which is the background. And let's do, okay, it's not bad, but it's going to hide the image behind it, and I don't want to hide that image that is behind it. So while I'm holding on to it, I'm going to bring it, I'm holding control, hold on, let me click on it again, and I'm going to bring it down closer to us. Closer to us, so that it can show what is behind a little bit. And now we can just, you can select both, or you can just select the background. So Control Shift E will bring the export window for us, and selection, now the page selection, we have 4000 by 3000. I'll click on export, and I'm just going to name this, I'm going to leave it the way it is, save, and I will click on export, and we will wait for that to save. And when we go to our designs, we can see the way it looks. Let's start with this one. I don't think they multiply work. Hold on, work well. Okay, so let's go back here. I don't know why it is transparent. Let's go to why is let's go to colors, and my colors are fine. The opacity is not low, so I'm very surprised the cup is transparent. The blend mode didn't change. I should have put it back on normal. Let's put it back on normal. I don't think at this point it's going to me move it here. Okay, so let's see if we can ungroup this. We group it before. Okay, so it ungroup it for us. I don't know if you can see the design and that. So I'm going to go back to while the blend mode. Hold on, let's make it bigger so that you can see. Those white shiny, I want to turn that to multiply. So here I'm going to do multiply, and they disappear. That's what I want. So I'm going to group them. Under object, I click on group. Okay, so they are grouped. So I'm going to duplicate these. I think it's not responding. We need to wait for that to. Let's see. Was it even selected when I duplicated? Let's see if that duplicated for us. Don't think it duplicated. No, it didn't duplicate. So let's duplicate it. Okay, it duplicate. When this thing does not disappear, you just move the bar down a little bit and it will disappear. But this time it's not Inkscape is not responding, so we need to wait for that to respond first for those comments to take place. Okay, so we are going to move it down. This This one here, I need to delete it. And I think the reason why it did this is because the multiply button was still on, and so it just kept multiplying things for me, blending them into background colors. So what I like to do is first put the design on the mug, save them, and later bring the mug. Sometimes I'll just close Inkscape, reopen it, bring the backgrounds, and put those mock-up images on the background. So I like to do that in batches. But because we are using the same Inkscape that we open to do all of that, and the blend mode stay on multiply instead of going back to normal, it blended the cup into the background. Is not what we want. So we are going to move this design while we hold control. We are going to move it, and I'm not going to really center it because it's more about the concrete I'm putting it on that I want. So I'm just going to bring it closer to us in the image, and you can put it at different area of the background to give a different images look, and save each one of them. I think 8 is the number of images L.L.C wants, and you can just create it. I click on Control Shift E to bring the export section, and I'm going to go with selection, and I just click on the background because the image is in the background. You're going to save that, so you see that's why it blended in. It's not what we want. I'm just going to replace it by keeping the same title, and you'll click on export, and it'll ask me if I want to replace that one. I'll say yes, and you'll wait for the export to complete. And when it's done, we'll go find the designs, it seems like I still have the same issue here. Okay, let's bring this one. It shouldn't have those. This one looks correct. Let's go up a little bit. Objects. The only things I can think of is the mug was selected when I multiply. So multiply the mug. Don't know how I'll explain that. Hold on. Ungroup. It gave the mug that appearance. So let's click on layer, and the mug. Okay, so frankly, let me move this. Can you move? The easiest way to solve that problem, the design is moving. Okay, so since we already curved the design, let's move the design down. Oh, I don't want to pull the design in small pieces. No, the design, just the design. Okay, so let's move the design down, and under layer, yeah, under layer 4 we have the design, right? Under layer 3, let's put another layer. Okay, so let's bring a mug. Don't know where we have our mug. It's not this one. We are working with this shape, so let's bring the mug. Okay, unless, okay, but anyway, Control Shift A, let's put that mug relative to the page so that we put it on the background. Let's bring our design. At this point, I'll show you how to make the design. So I'm not going to position the design the way I would. You know what, let me group this design here. Otherwise, it's going to move things for me. Seems like it's in small pieces. Group, object group. Okay, so let's move the design back to the mug, and it's just Inkscape not responding. And it'll be a good idea to lock the mug so that it does not move while we are putting the image on it. Another option will be to put this back and use it to center the image. It will work too, and that's why I will have this, and then I will have the same thing save as the shape of the page, but I don't want to use it to put the mug, so I'm going to lock the mug in place. Otherwise it's going to move the mug for me, and I don't want to move the mug. Control Shift and E. I'll have my layers, and yeah, the mug moved, and I don't want the mug to move. And sometimes Inkscape does that. Every single action you requested is just going to stop working and annoy you with it. So I'm going to Control Shift A. I'm going to realign the mug. Control Shift L. excuse me, I'm going to lock the mug. Now the design, let's bring this closer, but we might need to lock the background so that does not move on us either. I think the background is on the tree. Okay. Because we curved it before, I'm not going to, just going to leave it like that, and I'm going to just keep the design, go to multiply under blend mode and click on multiply without selecting the mug. Okay, let's see this time it's going to work. So now I'm going to, let's save the page. I can save the page, Control Shift E, and selection, no, the page, because everything is aligned on that page, I'm just going to save the page. And I'm just going to call this 3 and click on export. And again, I need to go back to that blend mode and put it on normal so that it does not keep, goes back to layers, change it to normal. Yeah, normal. Okay, so now let's unlock the mug. And shifts, and then I'll press the design. And I'll group them. So I'll go to Object, Group. Now that they are grouped, I'm going to right click. In fact, I want to duplicate it, but instead of duplicating it, let's just go down. Let's move it down. No, I'm not going to duplicate. So let's just grab it down and go to the background we have. So for some reason, you see the image here without problem. I don't know why it's blending in. So the only things I can think of is the image that Printful has that we download as PNG is not functioning well. The one that I downloaded before, that was 1000 by 1000, I didn't have any problem with it, and this one shouldn't have any problem. So if it's not my multiply that is affecting it, let's put our mug and let's zoom out a little bit to see. I'm not going to center it, and let's have it like that. I'm going to click on the background. I need to unlock it first. Oh, come on. Why the layer is not it's not getting locked? That's funny. Okay. So let's click on the image, Control Shift E, and let's save selection, and we are going to export it. Okay, so let me usually you don't need to click on the mug. Once you have the background selected, it will save everything that is on that background. But let's select it, click on export, and I'm just going to change it to 4 and save, and click on export, and let's wait for that to save, to export, and then we'll open it to see how it looks like. Who is there? You go up, I'll come and comb your hair later. I'll be right there. Okay, it's done. Let's go check our design. Okay, so this one, let me delete the old one that is kind of blend in. Let's delete that, and I'm going to save it again. Just, let's, oh come on, okay, this is where we put it. Let's do oh, just stop bothering that. So I'm going to do Control Shift A, and I'm going to center the but anyway, it's just to move it on the image to have different poses, pretty much what I'm trying to say. And save it relative to the, I'm not going to, yeah, let's just click on this, the background, okay, and relative to the last selected, let's do vertical axis. Okay, let's keep it that way. And if you don't want a big background with the design here, the one thing you can do is, usually I like to do that with the background first, and then I'll put the design on it. But since you have the design here, we can actually group both. If we want to do it this way, we'll go to object and we will group. Okay, so now I'm going to bring a rectangle, and I like to work with layers, so I should put the rectangle on another layer, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click on the rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle, and the rectangle I'm going to make a, we have 4,000 by 3,000, right? We can make the rectangle 4000 by 2000. So we'll go to selection for the rectangle. First, we want to make sure there is no stroke by pressing Shift and X, and we have pixel, but we do not want the lock pad. We will open it and we will change 4000. This will be 1280, but the height is going to be 2000, so that will be 640. If we do that, that will be the same size as the cup, though we want a little bit higher than the cup, but not all the way. So that's 2000. So that's what the 3000 will give us. But let's do that. So this is the way I put the rectangle on it. I cover it. You can select this and that and center the rectangle. Let's do it. So to make sure that I have Shift pressed and then I select the background, and relative to the last selected, I will position the rectangle, and you can duplicate that image that we group so that you have multiple and make multiple versions. And you can duplicate the image, you duplicate the rectangle as well. That way you can make multiple of that one thing. So last selected, let's adjust it, and I'm going to click on that align bottom edge. That way it'll align them for me. So now that they are both selected, I'll go to group, clip, and set, and that'll give me this, and we can save it as well. So Control Shift E excuse me, and selection 4000 by 3000, 4000 by 2000. With selection, we will save it, and let's just call it 5. So that's how you'll make your own images for your product. If you are selling mug, print on demand mug, you are not printing the mug, you want to have images for the products. You start with a blank mug. You can either take a picture of a blank mug. Those two are the oldest one, so we can just start with them to go to the newest one that we made. You start with a blank mug that you took picture of in the scene that you are going to now put design on and just save, or you put a blank image on the mug, download it from the POD site to have the blank mug, and put your design on it and save. And now you take picture of a background of your choice that will have a surface that will show that you are putting the mug on a surface. So you'll have a color for the surface, another color for the wall behind it. If I will say that, like the horizontal and the vertical, when they are different color, it can show well the 3-dimension or the 2-dimension. If I will say that, this was the first one, that the second one we made that we didn't like. This was the first one. So this one is the one that we fixed after it gave us trouble by blending in. So you can see, you know, you have this image, it's showing you the design, and with this space, you can, when you put the design on the other side of the mug, you can put both together on this surface as well. I usually don't make design with a background like this as the main design. I prefer the blank one, like the one that has kind of grayish color. That's what I put. So we have the one that we cut. You can see the way it look. it show you, it's kind of like a close-up. It's kind of pretty actually, and I don't know if it's too close. We can move it for you to see it, or we can bring it closer. But yeah, I think let me make it like this. And okay, so let's go to this one. You can see the whole one. It's kind of good. It's good. You have a different version of it with a close-up look. When we clip set to cut the design, we have the transparent one that we made. Okay, so yeah, those are the, let me see, this one is what I usually put as the main design on my site with a blank background. But you choose if you prefer to have if you put design with, you know, things behind it, maybe this one might work as the main design. But yeah, the choice is yours. But the thing is, with this option, which does not save you time, you'll be able to have images that are different of other people using the same company to print their products. Let's see if we can find one here. So those just have blank. Maybe one with like a lifestyle. Let me see. Okay, so I know I have some. But I'm not seeing the one that I work on that I added more images. Okay, this one has some. We can take a look at it. So you can put them together for the main image, and you can show the different, you know, so pretty much, you know, yeah, you can, you know, the cutoff, you can just, with one background, you can make multiple things, and then before you know it, you'll have enough designs that you can upload to your store. So if you are using L.L.C, you know, you have the designs that, yeah, I made it 2000 by 100 by 1000 for L.L.C, and for the website, for our website, I have a 1000 by 1000, well, 1000 by 750, because with the website we want smaller images so that we do not slow down our website. So resizing the product, making the image and resizing it takes time. But again, if you don't want to use the mockup that other business owners are using, when you all are using the same print on demand company, that's one way you can make your own mockup. Yes, you can buy image mockup and put a design on it, but again, other people are buying that mockup, but it saves you time to just buy the mockup. Or that's this way is one way to create your own mockup. On Inkscape, if you want the design to be stretched out, there is a way to do that. With the Inkscape slowing down, that option is kind of even is slower. So clip and set option works well for me, and I just like to leave it like that. But the design will turn out a little bit different compared to Printful. Printful, I don't know if I show you their design, but their design tend to be stretched down. But the design that I make tend to be on the round side. There is a way to stretch the design down. You in Inkscape, you'll go through path and use deformation to do that, but sometimes Inkscape will just keep not responding, taking time, and that allow you to stretch it down a little bit without disfiguring your design. But again, it's kind of settle, because when I order that same image, when I order that same product to see how it's going to look, yes, it is stretched down, but it's still looking like a circle. So, and you can look at the one I created, I put on the blank mode. It's round, and that's the way I want it. So, but I'm going to alter my design a little bit because I don't want the design to go to the edge of the cup the way it is. So I'm going to make it smaller to see if Printful will keep the round shape that I want the design to have. So, but I'm not going to change the design that I made, but design going forward, I want to make it smaller so that it does not go to the top the way it is, but it's even more down, so that the lip does not get in contact with the ink section. So, but yeah, that's how you can create your own mock-up images and having different scene behind the transparent mug, to show different lifestyle that are unique to you. For instance, Printful has have options where the image are they are pretty looking. I have used some, but they can be a lot of sweet, and if it's not you, I'm using the wrong one, it may not okay, I don't know where I have. Okay, I had to let me see if that's the original PNG. So they have different background options to choose from, but again, other people will use it. Some have a lot of sweets in there as well, some have flour and all that, but yeah, if I will prefer you take your own picture of the mug, have it in the scene you want, and then you can just put design on it as you make design. But if you don't have a blank, if you don't have a mug at your disposal to take picture of, the route we choose in this video, you take that route to make your own blank mug and use that for your designs. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Afiavi, Libreman, creators of Libreman Consulting LLC YouTube channel, nenassoap.com, our blog. And on our channel, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on your paycheck from your job to provide your family. Thank you. You all that watch our video, we thank you very much for all your comments, and thank you very much you all that subscribe to our channel.